And this is going to be a 5mm stitch again on the pocket mouths. Once we've done the edge stitch or the top stitch on the pocket mouth, we will line up the pocket bag again so that we can do a stay stitch on the waistline and on the side seam, yeah? So we flatten the pocket bag, making sure that everything is flat. Once everything is nice and flat, we grab a pin or two, stick a pin through all the layers on the side seam, and then another one on the waistline. And there we go, everybody. Hopefully you can see on the video. Pinned up. So we're just going to do a stay stitch across, that's on the waistline, and then a stay stitch at the bottom here, which is the side seam, just to keep the pocket bag attached to the front panel. And then we will repeat all of this on the other side, because remember we are doing two sides, yeah? Everybody? Cool. So after we've prepared both of our front panels, we have our pocket bags attached to the left side of the front panel. We have our pocket bags attached to the right side of the front panel. And my hands is going to insert, and everything is nice and neat, yeah? So now that we have these two front panels, the next step that we're going to be doing is put these two front panels together, sewing them on the center front. So we will take them like this, and we put right sides to right side, yeah? From this right side, we're going to face them and lay them on top of each other. I grab this panel, or I can grab that one, doesn't really matter. Right side is the right side, yeah? Turn it like that, place them on top of each other, line up this center front line, which is the curved line over here. And we're going to sew the center front 1 centimeter on the curved line here. And as you can see, the pocket bags is facing me, both sides. And we're going to rock this 1 centimeter. Place it on your machine. And we're going to do another back tack stitch. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Making sure that these edges line up. Back tack stitch, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there we go. We've sewn the center front together with a 1 centimeter stitch on the curved line. Now we will jump over to the overlocker and just overlock the curved line real quick. So we're going to take our center front over here, which is our crotch line, and we will overlock the curved line. Let's go for it. Lift up our foot, place it under the foot. There we go, everybody. So the center front is overlocked, and this is what we're rocking currently. Yeah, there's our pocket on both sides, and that's the inside of the pants, that's the outside. So now we will go ahead and prepare the center backs the same way that we did with the center fronts. So now we're going to grab our center backs, and in some of your cases you might have some pocket bag, some pockets. You might want to add the pockets at this point, but in my case I don't have pockets. We're just going to take our two back panels. We're going to attach the center backs on a curved line. So we're going to take one of them and then we're going to lay them right sides together. So make sure again that you know what is your right side. You take one panel, you lay them on top of the other panel, and we're going to start sewing from the top all the way to the bottom on the curved line here, which is our center backs. We're going to sew this 1 centimeter again, just like we did with the center fronts. Place them on your machine. Let me just zoom in real quick. There we go. Do a back tack stitch, 1 to 3, 1 to 3. And make sure that these edges are lining up. And then we did another back tack stitch. So center backs all together, and then now we're going to jump over to the overlocker, overlock the center backs, and then we are ready to sew the back to the front. Alright, so we're back at the overlocker. We're going to overlock the center back curve line, yeah. There we go, that's the center back all locked overlocked. We're going to take the backs and now we're going to sew the backs to the front panels, yeah. Alright, cool. Alright everybody, so now that we have our backs prepared, this is our 2 back panels and here's our 2 front panels all prepared, yeah. That's our inside and that's our outside with our 2 pockets, yeah. So we're going to take the right side of the back panel and the right side of the front panel, and then we're going to lay them on top of each other, the right sides touching here. And then I'm going to grab a bunch of pins. I'm going to start pinning on the side seam here, put a bunch of pins in here, and put a bunch of pins on the other seam, on the other side seam. Let's do that real quick. Make sure that your edges line up. Grab a bunch of pins, stick them in on the side seam over here. Let me zoom in real quick for you guys. Making sure that you are lining up these edges, because that's important. Otherwise your whole pants comes out skew, yeah? Or your seams tends to twist. Make sure that it's straight. Stick a bunch of pins in here. There we go. One side is pinned up, and now I'm going to pin the other side, yeah? Alrighty, so after we've pinned our side seam, and we will go over to the sewing machine and And now we're going to sew from one side seam 1 centimeter all the way down to the bottom, and then the other side seam all the way down to the bottom, and then we'll go over to the overlocker and then we will overlock these edges. So let's do that right now. Right guys, so after we have all our side seams pinned, we will start sewing on one side seam first, making sure that these edges does line up. We're going to do a 1 centimeter stitch line, back tack on the top there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. My sewing machine is acting up real quick. Let me double check that real quick for you guys. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now we continue all the way down on the side seam, making sure that the edges do line up. Make sure that to remove the pins as you go. Some of your machines might not be able to sew over the pins, so it's better to just remove it as you go. Yeah? Edges. All the way to the bottom, back tack, cut off. There we go. That is our one side seam. We will go over to the next side seam. Cool. And I'm going to flip mine over so that I can do the other side seam. Try and zoom out real quick. There we go. So this one is done. I'm going to go do the other one. Line up the edges. Back tack. All the way to the bottom. Remove the pins as you are going. Do a back tack at the end. And there we go. Both of our side seams are done. We will jump over to the overlocker and overlock these edges real quick.